I also find that you're in contempt of court for failing to appear for your jury trial on Wednesday. You have some misinformed, misguided notion that the laws of the state of Michigan don't apply to you. People refer to this as sovereign citizen, but that isn't what it is. There's no sovereign in it. I call it willingly misinformed defendants. There's no sovereign about it. And you wasted a whole bunch of our time, the prosecutor's time, filed a bunch of documents that didn't mean anything. You were always respectful, but she made this very generous plea offer several times, but you wanted to represent yourself. You wanted to have a jury trial. The irony of this is that you demanded your rights as a citizen in the state of Michigan to be presumed to be innocent, to have an attorney appointed, and to have a jury of your peers. If you got a jury summons, you wouldn't have shown up. You would have said, I'm a sovereign and you can't dictate what I have to do as a citizen of the state of Michigan, but you're okay if you drag in 30 other people who took the day off work, who were nervous the night before. They came in here and sat around here for 45 minutes waiting for you to show up. And you wouldn't have shown up if you had been a juror. It cost the county $565 in jury fees, and it cost the jurors probably thousands of dollars to come in here for your foolish request. So the contempt was committed in my presence.
Now, you providing a copy of the state, everything you given the clerk?
The bond, I shouldn't have to give the bond. The bond goes straight to the clerk.
Anything you file that you want me to consider, you have to provide a copy to the state, sir. As you're representing yourself, you have to know those rules. If you don't, you're going to mess up.
I understand that.
If you're not providing to the state, I'm not going to consider it.
Okay.
And the clerk doesn't make any determinations on that. All the clerk determines is whether you're indigent or not.
I'm not talking about the bond for the declaratory judgment. I'm talking about the bond for the clerk to release me today. I filed my eligible obligation.
What are you talking about?
Sir?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about eligible obligation on the USCA.
Oh, you talking all that kind of stuff. I'm striking all that. And if I hear it again, I'm not going to let you represent yourself. I promise you. He's already entered a not guilty plea. We'll set this for a pre-trial. We'll set it for don't ask me any questions like that, sir. I'm not answering any questions. If you want to file a motion, file your motion. We'll set it for our December. When's that motion day in December?
December 19th.
December 19th at 9 o'clock. Sir, you may, if you're going to do the sovereign citizen and all that, you may want to consider having the attorney.
I'm a private citizen, sir. I'm not a sovereign citizen. I'm a private citizen.
Listen to me. If you're going to pursue that, you may want to reconsider representing yourself.
No, sir.
But I'm not going to pay attention to any of that, and I'm going to strike all that. Okay. So we'll see you December 19th at 9 o'clock.
It's no problem.
That's enough. I don't want to hear another word.
Okay, I'd like to also.
Another one? I don't want to hear another word. No, put him out.
Put your hands on me like that.
Hush. Get him out of the courtroom. I don't want to hear another word. I just heard another word, Mr. Baker. Hush. Whoa. Mr. Baker, I'm going to appoint the Office of Public Defender to represent you. I'm going to find that you're not competent to represent yourself at this time. I'm going to reverse my decision. The Office of Public Defender is going to represent him. We'll keep it on that December 19th.
It doesn't matter. You're obviously here legally. You were born a citizen. You may have.
I have changed my nationality is what I've done.
Where's your passport from?
It's issued by the government of the United States of America. It's not a blue passport. It's a different colored passport than that. Mr. Marvin says that there's no such thing as that, and that's fine if he wants to choose to do that. But I have had no issue. I have had no issue from anyone or anything using that. Granted, I have not gone to the country with that yet. I have not had the means to do
Yeah,
so.
good luck.
But
You go on,
either way,
good luck trying to get back in. My
Right.
advice is don't do that.
Mhm.
You'll be a man with no country. So
Well,
don't leave the country, but you're here.
Mhm. Yeah, like I said, according to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, I have a right to change my nationality, and the Crown Corporation here is trying to deny me that nationality, which really falls under a religious persecution issue here, because I don't want to have any more dealings with the Crown Corporation, and so.
I don't know what universe you're from, but there is no Crown Corporation. This is the state of Michigan. And in the state of Michigan, you have to have a driver's license. You may have one.
Say, Mr. Cromartie.
This name of this contract does not refer nor identify the male standing in this corporation. I, Jamel Cromartie, being forced to go against my will and my best interest. My right of due process have been impeded upon. Also, my Fourth and Fifth Amendment right have been violated. I invoke my rights of the Constitution to protect me and my best interest. I invoke my Fifth Amendment.
Okay. All right, then you vote the Fifth Amendment right, so you're not asking to testify. What are you asking me to do?
First of all, I have the right to face my accuser.
Listen. What are you asking me to do today, Mr.
You
Cromartie?
saying I don't understand.
Mr.
Just
Cromartie,
don't-
what are you asking me today? I'm gonna give you one.
No,
more
I
chance.
don't need him on my case.
Okay, are you listen, what are you asking me to
Or
do?
this one right here. This both them two right there.
Okay.
I got some that's conspiracy on what they trying to do.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
Continue my trial.
No,
Till I
sir,
get-
motion denied. What are you asking me to do? What are you asking me to do, Mr. Cromartie?
A fair trial.
All right now, you're gonna get a fair trial. Is there anything you're asking me to do right now?
I'm saying I don't need them on my case.
What are you asking me to remove them?
Yes, sir.
And then are you gonna represent yourself or are you gonna hire another attorney?
I'd rather represent myself to get an attorney.
You already sworn in, so state your name again.
Jamel Cromartie, sir.
Mr. Cromartie, you're asking to represent yourself next week, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you understand that you're looking at life in prison if convicted of two life sentences.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you understand you've been offered a 25-year plea deal?
Yes, sir.
And when you said before you didn't understand that, you were not being truthful with the court, is that correct?
I mean, I'm saying yes, sir, to say yes, sir. I'm guessing you agreeing with me. I don't know.
No, I'm asking you a question. So you don't understand that, is that correct?
Understand what?
That you have been offered 25 years in prison if you pled no contest and that will settle your cases. Do you understand that?
I don't know how to answer that.
You're going to have to answer my questions if you want to represent yourself, sir. If not, I'm not going to find you competent to represent yourself.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand you've been offered 25 years in prison? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you said before you didn't understand that you were not being truthful with the court, is that
It's a
correct?
lot that's going on that I don't understand.
Listen to me.
Yes, sir.
You were not being truthful with the court. Is that correct?
I'm not gonna say I'm being truthful.
When you
I
said
don't understand.
you don't understand.
You got to talk to me in a level where I got to
Yes, sir. I'm
understand.
talking to you. I'm talking to you at the same level.
But some of it I don't understand because there's some shit.
So you
that's
don't
going on.
you don't understand what's going on?
Half of it I don't.
How far did you get in school?
9th grade,
And you read and write?
barely. I could barely spell.
Okay. And you understand if you represented yourself, you'd have to do everything a lawyer
I'm gonna
did.
do what I can that I've been trying to do.
Do you understand you'd have to do
I do
everything?
better than him.
Listen to me. If you want to represent yourself, you've got to answer these questions. If not, I can't allow you to represent yourself. So,
I ain't trying to make a fool of myself, but Yana, I don't need them two on my case.
okay. You can barely read and write. Is that correct?
I learned.
You're going to pick a jury Monday morning. I'm not continuing the case. And you're going to try the case next week if you represent yourself.
Okay.
And you read and write.
I'm gonna learn.
You don't have time to learn. So you can barely read and write. Is that correct? You don't understand about the plea offer. Do you understand that lawyers are trained in the rules of evidence, criminal procedure, and the law? They're there to assist you in preparing for trial and trying the case. Do you understand that? Okay, well, I'm going to find that you're not competent to represent yourself. Mr. Salim will stay on his case. Mr. Williams will stay on that case, and we'll see you Monday morning and pick a jury.
All right.
All I have is
what they provided to me.
I didn't send you a copy of what I had sent them when I tendered the payment and they sent it back.
But ma'am, I don't know what you mean by payment. He says it wasn't a check. What was it?
Okay, it was a negotiable instrument that could have been used as a check, but it was.
Well, what was behind it? What kind of negotiable instrument?
Well, it was connected to the treasury.
May I approach?
The treasury? Like the U.S. Treasury?
Well, the Michigan treasury, not the big one.
I would ask, is this what you're?
Yeah, no, it's part of it.
I'm holding in my hand a document that says this is a non-cash item, not a check on the top. And may I approach, Your Honor, so you can take a look? This is what we're discussing.
Okay. I don't know what this is. It's got some numbers on it.
It's not drawn from a bank. It's not a check.
It was gonna be drawn from.
Payable through Tracy Moore and done in good faith. That's her address. It says it's paid to HP foreclosure. And then it has the United States Treasury, Pennsylvania Avenue, real property for set off an adjustment. And it's signed by Miss Moore without recourse. This says void where prohibited. Non-cash item per 12 CFR subsection 229.2 U1, 2, and 4. And it says here, this is a non-cash item as defined by that section I just said of CFR and issued according to 12 CFR 229.2 K3 and 4. Non-cash item is an item that would otherwise be a check, except that a passbook, certification, or other document is attached, or it's accompanied by special instructions as a request for special advice on payment or dishonor, or it has not been pre-printed or post-encoded in magnetic ink with the routing number of the paying bank.
I believe, in other words, it's a piece of paper. It's not.
A negotiable demand draft by the U.S. Treasury, a demand draft drawn on the state government or unit of general local government that's not payable through a bank. Okay, I mean, you just, I don't know what this is, but you said that no money accompanied this. So, and this was, I don't know when it was dated, June 10th.
Mm-hmm. It was within the time period.
But
they held it and then.
Well, let me ask you this. Where were they supposed to cash this?
Well, they would have sent everything to the treasury. It was all the original, it was everything. All they had to do was just send it to the treasury.
And the treasury has $153,749.97 that belongs to you, that then they were just going to pay to them.
Yes.
Okay. I don't see how that could happen.
Well, we wouldn't know because they sent it back.
Because my client can't do anything with that.
Well, when I called, why didn't they say that? They held it for 2 weeks.
They don't need to do anything with that. It's not a payment. If there was a payment, they would have to accept that payment. There was no payment.
Your Honor, Ms. Lewis is present. She does not wish to respond under this name. But she is present. I don't know if Your Honor can see her.
So what name today does Ms. Lewis wish to respond under? Ms. Lewis and I kind of know each other.
I resent that statement made by the court. It is my natural name. I was adopted, and then I incorporated my name. I am sorry, Mr. Johnson. I do not disrespect you, and I appreciate it if you did not disrespect my name.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. All right, before this gets too far afield, I know that this is the individual that I know to be Octavia Lewis, as we call her here. So what do you want to do in this case, Ms. White?
Yes, I was appointed to this case. I had the opportunity to speak to Ms. Lewis this morning. We are asking for an adjournment so that we can get discovery.
Ms.
Without
White,
objection,
I think
without
thank you for
objection,
doing this.
probable cause conference will be adjourned. Let's just do October 5th. October 5th, 2023,
I'm through.
9 a.m. Bond continued. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're disrespectful.
In a tense courtroom filled with frustration and disbelief, multiple defendants challenged the authority of the court, some claiming misunderstood legal theories, others struggling to grasp even the basics of their own defense. One man, convinced that laws don't apply to him, wastes court resources, ignores procedure, and ultimately pushes the judge to the edge. The judge firmly dismantles his arguments, calling out the illusion of sovereign citizenship and warning him of real consequences. When the defendant refuses to comply, the judge strips him of his right to self-representation on the spot. In another moment, a defendant facing life in prison insists on representing himself despite barely being able to read or understand the charges. The judge carefully questions him, exposing the dangerous gap between confidence and competence, before stepping in to protect the fairness of the trial. Across the courtroom, bizarre financial documents, false legal claims, and identity disputes only deepen the chaos. Yet through it all, the judge remains grounded, cutting through confusion, restoring order, and ensuring that reality, not illusion, defines justice.